dışında eklenen çıkarılan yok değil mi
Dur
sırada
kankam
bir
biraz
karışıklık
hocam.
değişiklik?
Hayır.
Öyle
Böyle.
değil mi?
Böyle evet. Here we are at the opening ceremony of the analysis of the and before we move on with the program, proceed with the program, if you'd like to use speeches, we will have the
derken anda kararlılıkla sürdürüyor ve bu kararlılığını Türkiye Avrupa İşbirliği kapsamında sürdürülebilir olması ve her bir projeden çıkarılacak sonuçların yeni başlangıçlara yön vermesi hedefleniyor. Ulaştırma ve Altyapı Bakanlığı, Avrupa Birliği ve Dış İlişkiler Genel Müdürlüğü olan çalışmalarına yön öne çıkıyor. Ulaştırma alanında Avrupa Birliği ile ilişkilerin güçlendirilmesi amacıyla projeyle kapsamlı ve dinamik yapıda mevzuatının Avrupa Birliği müktesebatıyla karşılaştırma olarak işleyişi ve güvenlik, sosyal ve yeşil ulaşım gibi etki analizi, ekonomik, sosyal, teknolojik düzeyli ulaştırma diyaloğu olmak üzere. Türkiye güçlü
in the opening ceremony of Atlas event, and I'd like to invite the first speaker, Head of Operating Structure, Ministry of Transport and Infrastructure, Director General for the European Union Affairs and Foreign Relations, Burak Aykan, to the floor for his opening remarks. Thank you very much. His Excellency Mr. Minister, Deputy Ministers, His Excellency Mr. Ambassadors, distinguished participants. The analysis of the transport legislation of Turkey in the process of harmonization with the EU Acquis. We are here for the opening ceremony of the project, and I'd like to thank you for participating. And the transport operational program was prepared in 2007, and it was approved by the European Commission, and our ministry is the operating structure, and this program authority is a great experience in order to control and monitor the financial structure. The sectoral operational program of transport is to harmonize this sustainable and competitive structure in line with EU, and it is also our objective to reach our goals. And with IPA 1 and IPA 2, we have completed many successful projects. And our ministry during IPA 1, we have used 497 million for infrastructure and 12 technical support projects. And during IPA 2, 350 million euros were allocated to different contracts, and we have completed around 83% of these projects, and we still continue to complete the others. And of course, the IPA 2, the most important IPA 2 project was about the connectivity line between Çerkezköy and Kapıkule, and this project was awarded with the project of the year of FIDIC from Bulgaria border gate to Çerkezköy, and it is about to just we started the program. And of course, we have financial cooperation with the European Union, and we think that it will increase in the near future with IPA 3 funds. And of course, we'd like to thank the European Union delegation to Turkey for their support. And Turkey's full accession to the European Union is the strategic priority of Turkey. And of course, we still continue our activities for harmonization with the EU Acquis, and with Atlas project, we are comparing and contrasting the legislation, EU legislation, and also the Turkey legislation. And of course, this will we will just protect the national priorities by harmonizing the same objectives with the EU Acquis. And this project is quite complicated, and in order to be successful, We continue to work with the inline departments of the ministry. We have great participation, and there are sectoral representatives, and we'd like to thank them for their continuous support. And we hope that this will contribute a lot to the EU-Turkey relations, and I'd like to greet you all once again with respect. Thank you very much.
Bir diğer açılış konuşmamız için Dışişleri
Thank you so much. Now we're giving the floor to Mr. Bülent Özcan from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Director General for Financial Cooperation and Project Implementation. The floor is yours. Honorable Minister, distinguished Vice Ministers, Honorable Ambassadors, very valuable General Directors, distinguished participants, I give my best regards to you before starting my remarks. Today, we are in the opening ceremony of the analysis of transport legislation of Turkey, the process of harmonization with EU Acquis communautaire, which was abbreviated as Atlas Project. Atlas Project is very important for us from two pillars. Our General Director has also mentioned, and we have seen this issue in the video, for the harmonization of Turkey, especially for the Green Deal issue, Atlas will provide very strong backdrop. And it will also give a chance to Turkey to complete full harmonization, as well as to complete infrastructure works. On the other side, it will also bring an important contribution to the financial cooperation between Turkey and European Union, because we will collect new outputs, and it will pave the way for finding new results from that project. So this is very important contribution to create maybe new projects by benefiting from the outputs and the results of Atlas project. So I would like to thank our Ministry of Transport and Infrastructure for doing such an important project. This is very functional, and this is also very operational process, which was initiated in 2002. Turkey has used approximately $9 million funding, and the transport is one of the most important sectors here, as General Director mentioned. We have more than 900 million euro, which is allocated for transport sector, which is very significant from our side. For 2021 and 2022, in terms of the financial cooperation period, there are two main opportunities we have in front of us, in addition to the IPA fundings. One is the holistic funding. The holistic approach to the European Union funding. So European Union creates some union programs. There are 13 different programs. Approximately 159 million euro funding is allocated for the use of Turkey, which is very competing for Turkey. And Horizon Europe program is also very significant in terms of transport, smart transportation, smart cities, zero carbon transport systems. These are very important pillars under the European Union's programs, in addition to IPA 2 sources. So we have an holistic approach, to the European Union fundings, and we selected this sector as a pilot one in cooperation with the Ministry of Transport, with all relevant units of the ministry. We, by the way, provided some information for them to benefit from Horizon Europe program. There are 17 different programs which are financed and implemented by the TCDD. And this is very successful pilot area for us, and we have an intention to disseminate this our all areas. By the way, we'd like to thank again to you for your support. and to our Minister of Transport for their valuable works. There could be one more option in the near future. Together with the grant subsidies, and we can also find international loans, and we can blend these two loans in the light of Turkish investment platform. We have been still working on the negotiations. European Commission is also working on that, and as of the end of April, especially for Turkey, important infrastructure projects and the green transformation loans the business circles need, we made this submission actually to the international organizations, loan organizations, and we will merge these loans with the IPA fundings on this occasion in a field of transportation, on the way of our harmonization as well. So Turkish investment platform will introduce important opportunities to us. We keep in touch with the ministry closely. In the near future, all the ministries, all the sectors will take the advantage of the Turkish investment platform in the near future, we believe. And of course, there is one disadvantage for us. There is a narrowing process in IPA funding when we compare with the previous periods. It's about 200 million euro for the new period, which is declining in comparing with the previous IPA funds. Of course, there are technical issues between Turkey and European Union, but maybe this amount of funds may also bring some difficulties to improve the cooperation aspects between European Union and Turkey. We are always sharing this bottleneck on every occasion with European Union. Today, we are now opening a very important project for us. As I mentioned before, this is an important roadmap for all of us. On this occasion, I give my best regards to all of you who have contributed to this process. I wish you a successful project, and thank you so much for inviting us to this very nice event. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Özcan. And we have European Commission Director General for Mobility and Transport, who will be addressing us online, and we will listen to his message.
Ambassador Maja Landrut, dear Nikolaus, dear colleagues, first of all, let me thank you for this kind invitation to the opening ceremony of the Atlas project. And let me also congratulate you for what already you have been able to achieve in setting up the project. I am very sad and sorry that I was unable to join you, but I'm glad that I'm able to send you my best greetings via this video clip, and also to show my appreciation of what you have done and what you are going to do. The Atlas project has our support, and it will play an important role in enhancing further our transport connectivity. I'm very pleased that this initiative supports Turkey's institutional administrative capacity while identifying and assessing the gaps that remain between our respective transport legislation, and is also at the same time supporting effective integration of our transport networks. This is very, very good and most welcome. The Atlas project will also make Turkish transport networks safer, more competitive, more sustainable, and more integrated. The benefits for individuals, businesses, and the economy would include, for example, lower transport costs for people and businesses in Turkey, lower costs for cross-border trade in goods and services, upgrading the safety, security, and environmental standards to the higher levels, and digitalization, as well as smart solutions of transport that will be rolled out. Let me here also welcome the progress that Turkey has already made in introducing better and more effective transport standards. In particular, I would like to underline Turkey's progress on meeting the UN target of halving road fatalities over the last decade. Road safety is an extremely important area for cooperation because it also concerns directly people. And although there is still much more work to do, even today, as many people lose their lives on our roads in EU and Turkey, we at the same time are on the right path. And that is also why I would welcome Turkey's ambitious commitment to the new 50% reduction target for 2030 for the road fatalities and the adoption of a safe system approach as set out in your renewed Road Traffic Safety Action Plan 2021-2023 and the Road Safety Strategy 2021-2030. Turkey, as our good partner, is also active in several EU projects in the maritime sector, such as SafeMed and the Black and Caspian Sea project. And I am confident that the Atlas project also provides a good basis for further cooperation in the maritime sector. Equally, the developments in the rail sector are of importance for this project, especially given Turkey's very specific role in connecting Europe and Asia by the land corridor. Following Russia's unprovoked and unjustified aggression against Ukraine, Turkey's rail sector will become even more important in providing a functional transport and logistics corridor between Europe and Asia and supporting at the same time also global supply chains. Ladies and gentlemen, there is no doubt that our partnership in the area of transport and mobility will remain an important area of cooperation between EU and Turkey. And there is a lot of good potential we should turn into a common success. I wish you all the best of luck and many successes for work ahead in implementing this important Atlas project and turning it into a common good success. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your kind attention. I wish you all the very best, and I really hope that we will be also able to reap the benefits of the Atlas project.
Sayın Hololay'a da çok teşekkür ediyoruz.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hololay. Now we would like to invite Honorable Ambassador, Head of Delegation of the European Union to Turkey, Mr. Nicholas Meyer-Landrut, to the floor to deliver his opening remarks.
Distinguished Minister, distinguished Deputy Ministers, Ambassadors, Director Generals, dear colleagues, dear friends, I'm very happy to attend the opening event of the Atlas project, which I believe to enhance our fruitful cooperation with regards to transport, and it will further support Turkey's effort in aligning with EU standards in this key area. In today's challenging times, where our societies are confronted with a global pandemic, the devastating war in Ukraine, and climate change, needless to say that stepping up and joining our efforts is not only necessary, but it's an imperative. This is in the spirit which led to the adoption of the Green Deal in 2019. As you know, the Green Deal is a comprehensive strategy which covers a wide range of areas, from circular economy to mobility, in order to reduce carbon emissions and reconcile the way we produce and consume with our planet. The transition to a low-carbon, resource-efficient economy demands a fundamental shift in technology, energy, transport, economics, finance, in all our way of lives. Both the Paris Agreement and the European Green Deal are driving forces and opportunities for transforming our economies as well as for creating jobs. When investing in transport, in energy, in digital networks, we always have to make sure that it serves the planet and the people. And for that, we need to work with key strategic partners such as Turkey. The global needs for climate-positive infrastructure are huge. In the same spirit, the EU launched the Global Gateway Initiative. It is our strategy to foster investment in connecting our world, building on our shared values, and with a strong commitment to transparency and inclusivity. The Global Gateway Initiative promotes worldwide infrastructure investments that create sustainable, smart, resilient, inclusive and safe networks in all modes of transport. It supports networks such as the extension of the trans-European transport networks. There is no doubt that the transport sector plays a key role when conducting these two landmark policies. To reach climate ambitions while maintaining connectivity, transport and logistics will have to achieve big transformations. The, as it was said, unprovoked and unjustified and brutal Russian military invasion of Ukraine is a major geopolitical game changer. It is a humanitarian catastrophe, but it also poses unprecedented challenges regarding energy, food security, transport, and many, many other areas. In this context, it is imperative that the EU and Turkey closely cooperate to make sure that we can mitigate as much as we can the consequences of this terrible war. This morning, we heard presentations on Turkey's transport and logistical plans for 2053, and I'm happy to find out that Turkey is closely following the EU's targets and ambitions in this area. This is specifically when Atlas project will play a key role, as it will provide Turkish decision makers comprehensive information about the economic, social, environmental, and technological impacts of their reforms in compliance with EU standards. We expect the project to facilitate a higher level of alignment of the Turkish legislation with that of the EU and to enable better, affordable, greener, digital, and safer transport. Climate change does not know borders. We owe it to the future generations to all work together to enable a sustainable development and protect the environment. And I wish this project all the success it deserves and want to thank all the stakeholders, in particular in the Ministry of Transport and the Minister himself, for his engagement in this project. Thank you very much.
Sayın Landrut, çok teşekkür.
Mr. Landrut, thank you very much. And in the opening ceremony of Atlas project, I'd like to invite His Excellency Minister of Transport Infrastructure, Minister Adil Kara İsmailoğlu, to the floor for his opening remarks. Thank you. Ambassador, Head of Delegation of the European Union to Turkey, His Excellency, Mr. Ambassadors, distinguished colleagues, distinguished participants. Today, we have taken a decisive step in order to become a full member to the European Union. We are here gathered around the same table for the project of the analysis of the transport legislation of Turkey, in the process of harmonization with the EU Acquis. I'd like to welcome you all. We have a partnership with the European Union, and this is a very important milestone, and I'd like to thank you once again on behalf of myself and my ministry. I'd like to thank you once again for the participation. You know, with the impact of the globalization, transport has the importance of transport has become very important, and the transport has a deep impact on the economies of the countries, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic. The digitalization in the transport and the lowering the costs in the transport, the green energy and zero emission were some of the agenda items. So transport has become a hot agenda item. And with these trends, together with the whole world, we are just trying to cleanse the effects of the pandemic, and we see once again that transport is of vital importance. And our country, with its strong transport network, has helped to have connection with the neighboring countries and with the other countries, and it has a very effective role. And I'd like to thank all my colleagues who have exerted efforts to become successful in the area of transport. And we are a country heading towards to be a logistical superpower. And of course, we are becoming a production center, and we have great responsibilities. And especially from China to UK, we are in the center of the Silk Road, and this is an undeniable. Our country's undeniable role in this is quite important. And we have great challenges in the northern corridor with the Russian and Ukrainian crisis, and the corridors have become more important. Under these circumstances, we continue to implement our projects, and also we have become the logistical corridor of the world. And we have become a logistical power, but this was not really easy to become one. And we have struggled both inside and outside of our country, and we are just trying to provide diversity and richness for our citizens. Marmaray, Eurasia Tunnel, Yavuz Sultan Selim Bridge, Istanbul Airport, Çamlıca Tower, 1915 Çanakkale Bridge has been awarded from the international community, and we are and with these investments, which contribute to our economic development, has helped us to become better in transport and logistics, and especially 1915 Dardanelles Bridge and Tokat and Rize Artvin airports are various infrastructures which have become our masterpieces. Distinguished participants, our investments are planned in order to contribute both our own transport lines and the European transport lines. And of course, this really helped to contribute a lot, and also strengthening the connectivity between East and West. And distinguished participants, all these investments are made with a realistic, decisive vision. And we have announced on the 5th of April until 2023, we are going to invest and projected 190 billion euros, and we have announced the transport strategic plan. Of course, we are preparing the future of Turkey from now on with our plans and projects. The 2053 Transport and Logistic Plan helps us to define the 30-year pathway. And until 2053, we will have double roads in the amount of 38,000 kilometers. And our port number will increase to 255, and airport number will increase up to 61. And our 2053 vision is not an investment program only. And in this vision, we also take into consideration the global tendencies and mobility, logistics, and digitalization will be in the core. And the holistic developmental vision, the European Green Deal, Paris Climate Agreement, and also the European Climate Law has become the common points of interest for the EU and Turkey. And also the railroads investments will be increased up to 60%. And so we will increase the transportation via railroads from 5% to 22% in 2023. And we are now opening the Atlas project. And the EU has supported us financially and has been a very important commercial partner. In 2021, the $180 billion were the trading volume between EU and Turkey. And with the update of the customs union, our relationship will be deepened and more comprehensive. Apart from the economic relations, as the Ministry of Transportation and Infrastructure, we attach great importance to financial cooperation mechanism. For us, the pre-accession IPA projects with its financial support and doing common works and implementing common projects are quite important. The most important project of IPA 2 was Halkalı Kapıkule Railway, is one of the token of our decisiveness in this cooperation. These projects within the framework of the European Green Deal will also help us to become a carbon neutral continent in 2050. And as the Ministry of Transport and Infrastructure during IPA 3, we are still developing climate-friendly projects. With the will of the President of the Republic of Turkey, President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, we are more productive and constructive with the European Union in the areas of transportation and communication. We are ready to do whatever necessary. And Turkey is not an ally of NATO and a partner of EU. We have the Acquis communautaire as we adapt it in our own legislation. So we are working towards these objectives. We have a strategic importance for the European Union. We have common interests and we have common values. And Turkey has continued to work towards full membership, and Turkey needs to be incentivized and encouraged to become a full member. Our main expectation is to open up the transportation chapter, and together with these projects that you have supported with high level transport communication, we need to continue to work towards the same end. Of course, for strengthening the technical support, we have implemented and realized many projects in our country. And together with this, Atlas project is going to approximate our legislation with EU Acquis. And this is quite an important project. It is the European Acquis of transportation, and our national legislation will be handled transparently, and this will accelerate the legal processes at the same time. And the outputs of the project will contribute to the future vision of the ministry, and it will be a guide in the future endeavors. And also, The cooperation with the international financial institutions will also provide a solid base for our cooperation. With this cooperation, our relations with EU will continue in an accelerated fashion. Of course, our relations and cooperation in the region will help us overcome the challenges. And the strategic vision of Turkey with EU will help us implement new projects with new and stronger outputs. The thing that we should not forget and keep in mind that the recent developments in the transportation is not only for the sector, but for the other endeavors and targets with other sectors. So the cooperation in different areas will help us contribute to the welfare of the society. And for the welfare of the society, our cooperation in the area of transportation is very important for the welfare of our societies. And we are trying to be a pioneer country in the developed world, and we have taken decisive steps, and we are exerting efforts for becoming one. And we will continue to produce new masterpieces for a leading country and for a powerful country. Thank you very much for your participation, and I wish you a healthy day. And I think this work will shed a light on our future projects. Thank you very much, and I greet you all with respect.
Thank you very much, Honorable Minister, for your valuable attendance and remarks. Distinguished guests, we're together in the opening ceremony of the Atlas project. You're kindly invited to the lectern to have a family photo to make the day immortal.
Projemizin açılış etkinliğinde çektireceğimiz aile fotoğrafı için.
All participants are kindly invited to the floor to have family photo to make the day immortal for all of us.
Evet, Atlas projemizin açılış etkinliğinde bugün bir araya gelmiş.
We're together on occasion of the opening ceremony of our Atlas project. In order to make the day immortal for all of us, we are having a family photo. Thank you all. Distinguished participants, we're now taking coffee break and then move on the last session of our event. Thank you.
Kıymetli misafirlerimiz,
Distinguished participants, we are again together on occasion of the opening event of Atlas project. On behalf of the consortium, I would like to invite Mr. Jacob Zeitler to the floor to deliver his remarks from DAI Global Austria.
Your Excellencies, Honorable Minister, Your Excellency Ambassador, my representative of embassies, deputy ministers, esteemed director generals, transport and infrastructure. Ladies and gentlemen, I do apologize for my voice, which I somehow lost this morning all of a sudden. But it is a true honor number of highly relevant results for both Turkey and the EU to facilitate the transport and key alignment. As we heard from the esteemed speakers this morning, transport is a key factor for further economic growth, for trade within Turkey as well as between Turkey and the EU and on a global scale. The Atlas project plays an important role as it creates a framework for the legal approximation, which is a cornerstone for future investments in the transport sector and for further EU integration. Before I leave the floor to our project team leader, who will provide a detailed overview of the project methodology about the we are, for example, apart from this very project, implementing the Industrial Emission Strategy project, as well as the Circular Economy Transition project. We did successfully complete recently the strategic project in low carbon development and have a number of environment and climate change related projects in our portfolio here in Turkey. The global development company more than 50 years ago, focusing on the very sectors that are relevant for economic growth, trade, governance, environment and climate change. We have more than 4,000 employees in both headquarter and project offices around the world, managing a portfolio of more than 1 billion euro in over 100 countries for the European Commission, USAID, UK government, and many other clients. The EU business unit at DI that I manage is indeed one of the largest implementers of EU projects, apart from projects we have with the EBRD, EIB, AFD, and other European clients. We do have, relevant for this project, a long-standing track record of supporting countries on the path of EU integration, providing technical assistance and services for the alignment of legislation with the EU Acquis. We are truly honored to manage this strategic and important Atlas project. We're very thankful for the excellent cooperation and support from the Ministry, and we will do our best to make this project impactful with concrete and measurable outputs and results. Thank you very much. Çok teşekkürler.
Thank you very much, Mr. Zeitler, for your remarks. Distinguished participants, we are together on occasion of the opening event of Atlas project. Today we made a family photo to make it actually immortal. If you like much more photos, outside there is a desk and we have a banner with Atlas logo, so you can take the photos if you like.
Hemen ardından Angora Düğün Salonu'nda hep beraber bir öğle yemeği yiyeceğiz. Kıymetli misafirler, Atlas projemiz Ulaştırma ve Altyapı Bakanlığı tarafından 10 Ocak 2022 tarihinde resmi olarak başlatıldı. Burada projemizin tanıtımı sunumu yapmak üzere Atlas projesi teknik destek ekibi takım lideri Sayın Tatyan Karaklı'yı sahneye davet ediyorum alkışlarınızla.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, dear guests. It's a big pleasure for me to welcome you here today at the opening ceremony for the Atlas project. Me being a team leader of this project, today I would like to tell you about our project, a little bit more information about the activities we are going to implement into the next 27 months, and also about the approach we are going to use, and also our outputs and the results that we are targeting with the Atlas project. So we will also speak about overall objective, project purpose, and also the roadmap of the project. Just a moment. So, the overall objective of the project is to contribute into the economic and social development of the Turkey and its EU integration through creation of the competitive, sustainable transport system in line with the EU Acquis and European standards. And the project purpose is to facilitate legislative and institutional strengths and alignment in the field of transport sector and strengthen the legal approximation. Our project will be implemented during 27 months, and this period is divided into 3 key phases: the inception phase, the implementation phase, and closure phase. So during the inception phase that started 10th of January, we have done a lot of work with our beneficiary and key stakeholders. And this work resulted in the fine-tuned methodology and approach, and also in the detailed work plan that we are going to implement during the implementation periods. The implementation phase is composed of the 4 main activities. So the Activity 2, inventory activity, dealing with the inventory of both Turkish and EU transport legislation. Activity 3, assessment of the legal approximation in the field of transport. Activity 4, development and dissemination of the legal approximation strategy and action plan, and strengthening of the cooperation with the key EU institutions. And these 3 activities will be supplemented with the horizontal activity number 5, which is dealing with the training and the capacity building, and also visibility and dissemination activities. In our project, we are targeting 4 modes of transport: railroad, aviation, and maritime. In addition to the inventory of the legislation, we are going to target and explore the most relevant horizontal themes. During the inception phase, we have identified 8 subjects that will be further developed into the cross-sectoral themes, which will be a cornerstone for the future legal approximation strategy and action plan. These themes are market operation, safety and security, social condition, institutional harmonization, green transport, multimodal transport, and transport digitalization. In our activity, we are going further to elaborate on the ground of this subject and these horizontal themes and to split them into the sub-themes that will be relevant for each of the four mentioned modes of transport. Activity 2 is the first activity of the implementation phase. So during this activity, we are going to make a comprehensive inventory of both Turkish and EU legislation and also policy papers. During this activity, we are going to make the working group that will be composed of the representatives of the technical assistance team of the project and also representatives from the key stakeholders. These are the DGs of the Ministry of Transport and Infrastructure and also other relevant institutions. As the result of these activities, we are going to draft the inventory of the transport legislation, both Turkish and EU. This inventory will be represented in the form of the cross-reference charts, where the legislation will be grouped by subjects for each mode of transport. After that, we will arrange verification workshops, and we are encouraging all our stakeholders to contribute in participation of all the verification workshops to facilitate project results. During these workshops, we will be able to receive your comments to our inventory and our cross-reference charts that we are going to develop. And upon results of these workshops, we are going to finalize the inventory, and after this will be uploaded in a special software that we are developing in our technical assistance team, and this software is called Electronic Legislation Inventory Tool, or ELITE. ELITE is a unique software which is customized to the needs of the beneficiary. This system will be developed in close cooperation of the technical assistance team and also beneficiary and the key stakeholders. We had already several meetings arranged with the key stakeholders, and I'm thankful to all of you who contributed to the development of the design of ELITE system. In the future, this software is going to provide a wide range of functionalities, and it is going to facilitate the work of the Atlas project, and also, what is important, it will ensure the sustainability of the project results upon the completion of the project, as this system allows to conduct monitoring of the status of implementation of the EU Acquis in Turkey. In addition to this system will be a working tool for the beneficiary and all relevant DGs and institutions. With the help of this system, you will be able to make a surveys of the latest changes to the legislation, both Turkish and EU. You will be also able to conduct the compliance check of the Turkish legislation with the European legal acts. You will be able to see and explore what kind of gap-plugging actions can be introduced in order to bridge the discrepancies and the gaps in the legislation. And finally, you will be able to make regulatory impact assessment and get acquainted with the reports of the regulatory impact assessment, specifying economic, social, technological, and environmental impacts of the proposed gap-plugging actions. All this information, to your convenience, will be available in the forms of the report, and the system will be allowing for you to generate such reports and to see how the status of the legal approximation is changing in time and how Turkey is close to its final goal in the legal approximation with the EU Acquis. Activity 2 is going to make a background for the most comprehensive and time-consuming activity of the project, which is dealing with the assessment of legal approximation. This activity is composed of 3 core actions. These are gap assessment, gap plugging, and regulatory impact assessment. Gap assessment is the exercise, it's kind of analytical work that will be conducted in the form of the tables of concordance. These tables of concordance will include both EU and relevant Turkish legislation, and also it will include the comments of the actions needed in order to cover the identified gaps or breach the identified discrepancies. This table of concordance will be developed as an electronic tool in the ELITE system, and they will be available for your survey and for your work in ELITE system. Gap plugging is the next one activity, which is going to provide the approach chosen in order to cover the identified gaps and discrepancies. Gap plugging will be represented in the form of the matrix with 5Y1H approach, and it will include such answers on such questions: what kind of actions should be taken in order to cover the gaps? Why these actions are necessary for the country and for economy? Where such changes should be introduced? When they should be introduced? And by whom? Which institutions and authorities should be engaged in conducting of the proposed actions? And one more question: how? And this question is going to provide you overview on what kind of resources might be needed and how these actions should be implemented in order to achieve the best results of the proposed actions. And the last one, sub-activity in this activity, is the regulatory impact assessment. This is a very important stage that is going to assess the impact of the proposed actions, both not just regulatory, but also it will be technological, environmental, social, financial impacts that is caused with the implementation of the proposed activities. The regulatory impact assessment is going to provide the decision and solution on which activities and which actions should be taken into account while developing the legal approximation strategy and action plan. Regulatory impact assessment will provide the so-called best fit options that will be included in our strategy and further implemented into the action plan. This is the activity 4, which is providing to you the final and one of the most important outputs of our project, the legal approximation strategy and action plan. All the project results will be available for your attention on the project website that we are currently developing. And in addition to the development of the legal approximation strategy and action plan, we are going to arrange high-level technical meetings in order to facilitate the high-level dialogue between Turkey and the European Union. Finally, after 27 months of the project implementation, we are going to arrange the closing event at which we are going to present you, hopefully, the best results of the project activities. have one more activity which is extremely important, as one of the purpose of our project is to strengthen capacity of the institutions engaged in the legal approximation. This is training and dissemination activities. At this activity, we are going to deliver a set of highly professional trainings to the key stakeholders of the projects. And we will start from the training need assessment. At the inception phase, we have prepared the indicative capacity building plan and preliminary design. So, and during the next coming months, we're going to complete the training need assessment, and we will present to your attention the training program. While speaking about the training and the capacity building, I'm encouraging you to participate in the online survey we are currently working on, and the link to this survey you will get on your emails. You are kindly invited to contribute in the training need assessment, and this will help us to build our training program in the most effective way, and this will allow to achieve us the best possible results of the project. So that's all. I would like to thank you for your attention, and if you have any questions, please, you're welcome.
Sayın Karatnuk, çok
Thank you so much for the presentation. Distinguished participants, we're actually adjourning the day here, the opening ceremony of Acquis project, and we hope that we will see the positive outputs of our project together. We are now moving on Angora 1 hall for lunch, and have a nice day. Thank you so much for your attendance.